Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are currently extremely close to the end of this game, and we need to attack Ukraine. The question is now the time? And it's very close. I think we just wait until the 15th is done recruiting. We just need 6 more battalions. Let's get this done. So that seems absolutely fine for right now, and we're probably going to have to do some additional investment in domestic weapons production, so we'll see what ends up happening with that as we prosecute this war. Okay, so we're at 118, our current strength is almost 100k. That's pretty much our target strength, so that looks good. Okay, we're fully recruited now. Let's check in here and see what we've got. 21k. So that's about the same as it was before. 44k. So we'll call this a total of 66k right now. This is then a total of like, this is like 90k-ish. And then with Scandinavia involved, that's going to be like about 100k. So we're going to be roughly similar. Roughly on par. But that said, they're going to have a lot harder of a time getting logistics around. They're going to be sending people from Britain. They're going to be sending people from Scandinavia. They're going to be sending people from the US. It's a long ways. We can clean up particular fronts theoretically quickly. I think we can do it. I'm going to declare this, and we'll see how it goes. I'm pretty sure it'll be okay, though. So we need to go for just this. This is all we want. And we'll see who's willing to join this. Should be interesting. We'll confirm this. And we know for a fact Britain is going to join. 100% Britain is going to join this. So that's all fine for now. Ukraine is fearful, as we would expect. We want no other war goals. I don't want to trigger any other AI nations into joining a coalition against us. So we're just keeping our infamy low here, and this is the only thing we want. We see that Scandinavia is already leaning towards Ukraine, which we expected. Britain is on the fence at this moment. Okay. We're going to wait until we're halfway through escalation before we mobilize. Okay. Britain can now join if they choose to. Scandinavia can also join if they choose to. They haven't yet, but they almost certainly will. So let's see what happens here. Great Britain did join Ukraine, as we expected, and Ukraine went up to confident. Okay. Manchuria, Ternate, Newfoundland, Mexico, USA, Majias, Siam, Korea, Barrow, and Great Britain is doing shenaniganery. Okay, so Great Britain wants Sinai. They're going to have to come and get it. And escalation is currently paused. Now escalation is continuing. Okay. So, with that in mind, we're going to have a number of fronts here that we're going to want to clean up, but these are not an overwhelming number of fronts right now. So, here is the plan. They're heavily mobilizing, which is not surprising, but we're still waiting. We're waiting until the go signal here, which the go signal, as I said, is halfway through the escalation. I don't want to mobilize too early here. So we're almost done. They're currently cocky at this moment, and Scandinavia still hasn't joined. Okay. I think it's because of level of mobilization. We haven't mobilized yet, but now we're going to mobilize. So we are going to go through, and I'm going to mobilize every single one of these armies, but I'm not necessarily going to deploy them right now. Well, I am. I'm going to deploy one army at each front, and a number of these armies I'm going to hold in reserve. I think we've got somewhere around like 7 or 8 fronts here, and we should be able to hold a decent amount in reserve for right now and see where we're going to need them. So I'm going to send these guys down over here, and these can just go here. Excellent. This army can go here. And then this army can head on off over this direction. So that's all of the African fronts taken care of, other than this front, which we can definitely send one force over to. I wish we could see here whether a force was deployed to a front or not in the outliner. That would be convenient, but alas, we cannot at this moment. So we're going to need 2 additional fronts over here. Gotcha. So we'll get 1 here, and then 1 here, and then there's this front here, which these guys are well suited to be able to engage in. Okay, so we've got a lot of additional fronts out over, or rather, a lot of additional armies out over here that are not being deployed to fronts at this moment. But our mobilization is proceeding, and it's proceeding fast. You know, maybe we do want to take something more. Maybe we want to take over Cairo. They're in this. And what's the worst that happens? Sweden, or rather Scandinavia, joins the war? That's probably fine. So I would like to be something like transfer subject Cairo. Done. So we'll toss that in there. That'll probably cause Scandinavia to join the war, but they probably would have anyway. Okay, so now we can look at our fronts here. Oh, apparently we didn't actually send an army to this front. We can see that we're going to want additional strength up at this front. So we'll do that real quick. Down over here, perhaps we never actually sent an army there. I'm going to send this one down to this front. That looks better. And then we have this 120 force, which is at this front, right? Yeah, it is. Why are we at minus 27 here? That's surprising to me. They don't have that much force here at this moment. Maybe they'll have a lot of force here later. So we'll send these guys on down for now. That looks okay. I'd like to wipe out a number of these fronts pretty quickly, right? So we can get these guys moving down here. And I think that's all, or almost all, of our forces deployed to fronts. Let's get these guys off over this way for now. There we go. These guys aren't moving. They are going to the Somaliland front, though. So I think that's all of our armies deployed to fronts at this moment. And that's noted. So now, if we look at how this escalation is going, they're still confident, which is interesting. And we can see we're very negative on ammunition. We should absolutely be working on that at this moment. So we need to get a bunch of munitions plants going here. So let's sort by earnings, and Tripoli and Darfur, sure. Let's sort by peasants, actually. We don't have that many peasants. Okay, that's fine. Let's just work here. So each one of these is going to produce 90 per level. So opening up the calculator, 7166 divided by 90 is, we need 80 of these. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to queue up 3, and then that puts us at 20, 30, 40, 50. We're just taking this to economy of scale caps. So that's 33 right there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the economy of scale cap there. That's a total of 73. And then we can put in a few in Darfur here. That's 30. This is theoretically more than we need. Something like this. That's 1 too many. There we go. That should be enough munitions plants, and we'll get those underway. Excellent. So we've got a lot of forces moving, and we either go out in a blaze of glory, or we win this war. And we'll find out which. Should be interesting. This is going to be a big war, no doubt about it. But we built up for this, and we should be capable of handling this. Now, Scandinavia still hasn't joined this, which is kind of remarkable. We could make transfer Cairo a primary demand, but I'm not going to do that. They're not going to back down. So I don't see a reason to get the infamy. We're in the countdown to war. Sweden didn't join. So that's very interesting. That's very interesting. So we're going to clean up a bunch of these fronts pretty quickly. No doubt about that. We've got additional forces on the way. These guys aren't actually moving. They're just stationed. And these are stationed as well. So we do have a couple of units still in reserve here. I think that we should move one of these units here. And then the other unit, which is down here, I want to move down to this point. Okay. So we've got our forces in motion at this moment. Every single front that we see has an advantage right now. Now, they may try to open up another front with naval attacks or whatever, but we'll see. So our troops are in motion. They're a little slower than I would have liked. We probably should have mobilized slightly sooner, but it's okay. So we have 7 months on this construction queue. We've got a lot of debt capacity at this moment, so that seems good. And the war with Ukraine has broken out. So at this moment, we are going to be pushing through and cleaning up some of these fronts eventually. Okay, we're being invaded by Ukraine in Tuscany and by the US in Lazio. So I'm going to move these guys instead of where they're going. They're going to come up and be stationed in this HQ. This isn't a front that we can deploy to. So we're going to just move them right on up over here, and they're going to defend in Italy. So that seems good for now. And we're just looking to clean up a bunch of these fronts right now, right? So we're just going to push in and get these taken care of relatively quickly. I mean, this is a pretty large area here, but this should be pretty quick. This is likely going to be pretty quick as well. And this might be as well. So we will see. They're putting a lot into this front. And we're currently losing this battle, although it's flipping back. Okay, we're currently winning that battle. It's flipping again. So that's understood. We'll just continue to work on that for now. That's fine. So this out over here, dealers in arms, huh? Munition plant building throughput. That seems good. We no longer are running a shortage of ammunition. In fact, ammunition is expensive. What's our deficit on it? 6.26? Okay. We'll keep building these munitions plants for now. So that seems okay. And we do have some world market hubs being blockaded. This isn't surprising. So far, so good. We have a bunch of our enemies in default. So that's neat. And we need to clean up some of these fronts, for sure. So this out over here, we have an army station here. But this isn't a front, right? So that's a little awkward, for sure. But we will be arriving in these areas and cleaning up some of this, theoretically. We'd like to get some of these fronts wrapped up. That's the dream. Ideally, like this front getting wrapped up and this front getting wrapped up. Those would be really, really good to do. So we have this battle ongoing here. It's still dicey who's going to win this one, but we will find out. Okay. Things are looking good at this point. This front doesn't have any army at it. So that's noted. There's now a front out over this direction, and we definitely want to deploy to that. So we'll just get right on over there. And checking in these areas. So we're definitely making progress in Africa, and this front up here is going to be wrapped up soon. So I think the plan is, well, we're making good progress here. Where are you going? You're traveling to the Kanya front, so that's right out over here. Gotcha. Is this all one unified front now? It might be. In which case, we probably would like to just send this to the Abkhazia front, right? Yeah. Something kind of like that. So that looks good. Over in Cairo, how is this going? I would like to have this crushed a little bit more quickly. We are making some progress there, so that's noted. In Africa, we are pushing through. Slowly, but we're pushing. And this all looks reasonably good. Of course, convoys are a bit of an issue, and we apparently lost a general over here. So let's bring in this guy. There we go. That'll be better. So we are going to successfully fend off these naval invasions here. No real problem there as of right now. So this front up over here should get wrapped up pretty soon, I think. And where are you going? I don't know where this army is going. You're going over here. Okay, sure. That's fine. I just want to get a force to the Caucasus front for now. Request for market control. Yeah, that's fine. So that seems absolutely okay for now. And this war is going well. I don't know why they were so confident that they were going to win this. I mean, maybe long term, but in the short term, we're doing okay. And all we need to do is get them to the point where they are willing to accept this deal, which they're not willing to do at this time. They have 1381 reasons not to, and that's understandable. 1,000 reasons from Transfer Cairo, though. That's interesting. We will have this taken care of fairly soon, though. So that's underway. So these naval invasions are continuing up over this direction, and they are at 1 of 3 lost. Okay. We only have the 1 army up here right now, but we can pull an army over this way. Oh, this battle looks like it's going very badly. It is indeed. Okay. That's fine. We will get this wrapped up over here. And this up over on this side, this is now wanting to be defended until we wrap up some of these other fronts. So we're going to switch these guys over to defense for now. And there's apparently a naval invasion front that has broken out over this way. That's understood. This one is swung negative for the moment, but I'm not too concerned about that. Actually, where are you going? Stop it. Stay here. Traveling to the Equatoria front. Oh, this is a unified front now. That's awkward. Okay, sure. So that's fine, and this naval invasion up over here, we need this to end here so that we can start over here. Okay, so we crush this. This naval invasion will end. There. Now these guys can be deployed here. Perfect. Over in Cairo, we've just about got this taken over. We're currently losing this battle, but it should be fine. So there's this battle out over this direction. We're losing a lot of these battles right now, but that's because we're on the offensive, and this is like semi-World War I era, where the defenders have huge advantages. I know it's not quite the correct time frame, but it's the technology level. So that's all understood for now, and we're just slowly pushing through here. These battles are kind of rough out over this direction, but we're just slowly grabbing additional land here. Slowly, slowly, slowly taking this over. I would like this to go a lot faster, to be honest. Okay, so this battle, of course, we're going to easily win that. No problem there. These battles are a bit tough out over this way, but for now, it's okay. This army is going to need reinforcements. Why are we attacking here? We should not be attacking here. This army is set to purely defend. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on with that one. That's wild. We should have Cairo fully under our occupation very, very shortly here. We are winning this battle at this moment, although it's not super... Oh, Cairo's in default. That's really good for us, actually. So we're going to cruise our way through that. We can see Ukraine is down to 75 at this point, and we can drop them down below, right? Yes, if we fully occupy Cairo. Oh, this just swung wildly against us. We were right here, and then it just plummeted. So that's understood. It's fine. We're working our way through that. We're actually pretty close to winning this war, although it is a dicey war. No doubt about it. It is very dicey. How are we doing over here? We're losing this. We only have 30 defense right now. Okay. Offense is actually a lot higher than defense right now. So that is noted. So this down over here, of course, we need to deal with. We should probably pull an army down over this way, and I'm going to do exactly that. So we're going to hop on down over here to deal with this front. That's not an issue. It's just vaguely annoying. And that seems fine for now. What we really want is to get Cairo fully occupied. Unfortunately for us, we're losing this battle. and that's not ideal. We are getting all these munitions plants built, which will be helpful, but it's going to take a little while. And up over on this front, yeah, that's all fine for now. I'd love to get this front fully wrapped up, but the terrain over there is rough for us. We're definitely pushing our way through this out over here, and this front is going pretty well for us in Africa. In fact, Africa in general is going quite well for us at this time. But a lot of our troops are there, and that's something we need to keep in mind. So we're going to be attacking over here momentarily. Here we go. We need to win these. So far, so good. We need to win these. Because we got to get Cairo under our control. That's our primary goal right now. A lot of our enemies are in default. So that's absolutely noted. But this war is going pretty well, actually. It's definitely dicier than I would like. There's no doubt about that. And our population is still growing at this moment, but as you can see, we're running out of troops in our armies. Our recruitment is running into problems. What we need now, of course, is to fully occupy Cairo. And we just won another battle here. I think. We're about to win it. There. We just won another battle here. So the Cairo front is not completed yet. We just need to keep working on it. Our troop count is dwindling, and that is a problem for us, for sure. At this moment, if we didn't do this, they have 301 reasons not to do this. Okay. We definitely have the territory occupied, but we just need to get Cairo under our control at this point, and we need to bring down their war support. So, our recruitment right now. I want to check in here on our barracks. What's our recruitment at right now? Oh, we can go to NCO incorporation. So that's going to boost our training rate. I should have done that before this war broke out, but we should definitely do that. I'm glad I checked. So that's going to boost our training rate by a pretty decent margin. And that will help us dramatically with keeping our troops up at this point. So we have a big advantage over in Cairo at this moment. And we really need to win this battle. We really need to win this battle. Out over this way, the advantage is turned against us for the moment. Over here, the advantage is very against us. And that's understood. So these guys, they are not really very useful over here right now. I want to send them up to this front. So we'll do that. Down in Africa, things are going pretty okay. And our training rate is definitely boosted. Okay. We really need to wrap up Cairo. That's our big thing that we need at this moment. So, we're winning this battle. I'm hoping that this gives us occupation right over here. This is the last area we should need to occupy for Cairo. So that looks good. I mean, there is a little chunk of Cairo here that split off from Alexandria, which is very awkward. We might have to naval invade that. We'll find out. So they're in panicked retreat at this moment. That is a good sign. Okay. Did this front just wrap up? No, but it did move. Noted. Okay, so out over this direction, these guys are on defense. I'm going to switch them over back to attack. So just advance front. There we go. This front is not going quite as well for us at this juncture, and that's absolutely understood. Things are good here, and down this way, we're hoping that this front wraps up soon. Unfortunately, like, none of our fronts have wrapped up thus far, which is very sad. Very, very sad indeed. But our battles in Cairo are going exceedingly well now. So this is good. We're going to wrap this battle up here, and I'm hoping that this gives us full occupation. It did not. That was only partial occupation of this area. So we need another battle here, and that's going to... Hang on. This is occupied by us, isn't it? I'm pretty sure we are occupying this. It looks like we are. So that's a very, very big deal. Okay. This should end that situation. Perfect. And we're now transporting this unit up to here. So Cairo is now under our control. At this point, they have 260 reasons to not accept this. But if we had this, they had 500 reasons. So Great Britain is actually not very high in their war support either. But for now, we just need to keep on fighting. They're piling more forces in over here, which is understood. We're at 99 on this front, so we're definitely making progress over here. There's a lot of progress to be made on that front. That front's not going to clean up anytime soon. So I'm going to pull this weaker army back, and we're going to move that army back to here and help out on this front. So that seems good, and then there's this situation down here. That's understood. For now, what we really want to do is we want to mostly hold on to the gains that we've gotten at this point. We want Ukraine to continue to tick down, and it is ticking down pretty quickly. So that's absolutely wonderful. I'm also noticing that we've got armies like this one. Where are you? Okay, that's this army that just got deployed out here. Sounds good. So at this moment, this army is not really doing anything, and I want to deploy them down to this one. It'll take them a while to get there, but that's okay. So another front broke out up over here, apparently. That's interesting, but this front is still being pressed by our vassal, so that seems absolutely fine for now. Ukraine is down to 25 war support at this juncture. So that is noted. I'd be really happy if we could get Britain to separate peace. I don't know if that's even a thing in Vic 3. Is separate peace a thing? This front over here is, of course, problematic for us. And we do have to pull an army over to deal with this, unfortunately. So we're going to head on over. That'll be fine. They have so many forces piled in right here. This is where the bulk of their forces are. And that's understood. They have quite a number of forces down in Africa as well. This front has a ways to go, and we're doing very well out in this front at this moment. So that's all looking good. And we are only constructing 2 pages at this moment. So we're almost done with our constructions. That's looking good. What else is currently expensive? I mean, we've got all of this going on, but I don't really care about that. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue to prosecute this war. We are winning this war, technically. But the question is, how long can we keep it up? And we shall see. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.